Kerbal from Oahu and everything. God, we've got so many awesome things going on. Well, let's get ourselves started here. Oh wait, no, just as I start, the washing machine kicks in. Can you believe it? Yeah, never mind. I have a plan. I have a really bizarre, crazy, silly, stupid, crazy plan. So, does anybody know who the United Launch Alliance is? Does anyone know who Tony Bruno is? Tony Bruno actually shares my efficient hairstyle, and he is the CEO of the United Launch Alliance. They're like the opposite of SpaceX. They're the guys that are charging twice as much money. They have their own awesome rockets that do awesome things, because rockets are very hard to make non-awesome. Has anyone ever seen a rocket that isn't awesome? Yeah, exactly. If you're putting a rocket into orbit, it is pretty darn awesome. Now, they have talked about the... It's barely audible. Everything's really quiet. Uh-oh. Let me just see. Are you hearing this? Because it looks just fine from my point of view. Let me just see. Is it really, really quiet, or is the game really, really quiet? Well, first of all, we're going to talk about the engines. So, let's just take an engine. Let's just take something and we'll get it set up, right? The audio is fine. Excellent. United Launch Alliance. So yeah, the idea is they want to launch payloads and they want to compete with SpaceX. So Tony Bruno was saying, oh yes, we're going to do our own awesome recovery system. So what we're going to do is build a rocket. Actually, let's just load a rocket. Don't save. What we're going to do... Let's grab the Kerbal X and we'll modify it for testing. Right, we're going to start with something simple. It's not SpaceX. This is the Kerbal X. Where's Kerbal X loaded? Okay. Okay, so their idea is that they're going to have a big rocket. We don't need these external engines, do we? We're just going to have a rocket. And we probably don't need any crew in this. So what we'll do is we'll change the root part of this to like this and this, right? And then we can throw away the top of this and replace it with something more, you know, conventional, like a dumb payload, basically. We just want to have something on the top here that will be carried into orbit. So I guess actually we do want to have the poodle. It's still a poodle, right? Yeah, because all the engine names got changed, you might have noticed. Let me move this. How did I get a source button without partnership? I got partnership, I think. Maybe, I don't know. Is that what I have? I honestly haven't been paying attention, but it's very hard for me to know these things because frankly I don't have a huge amount of time in my day to be keeping up with any of it. Okay, so this is our upper stage. Actually, this will be our upper stage. Let's just do that. Now let's do this. And it will carry some payload into orbit that's a dummy. Let's just put a capsule on it and like not have anyone inside it. We're going to put remote guidance unit and then a capsule on here. We're not going to put anyone in it. We're just kind of there. Oh yeah, let's put the launch escape system on there. Why not? Where's the launch escape system? There. Okay, that looks like a suitably good rocket. Now the idea behind their recovery is they want to just detach the engine and then have it get captured. So first thing we want to do is build an engine detachment mechanism, right? See this? So what we want to do is have some sort of way to ditch the engines after launch is complete. So what do we have? We have Rockamax brand decoupler. Excellent. And then we can slap a couple of parachutes on the side of that, right? So we're going to put parachutes on the side and those will deploy like early on. Bingo. And we somehow need to get fuel down to the engine. That's the only thing. So fuel doesn't naturally flow across a decoupler, right? So, what I'm going to do, I guess, is I'm going to attach something on the side. I see Das got partnered and he got the awesome. Okay. Yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put on a pair of these, right? Bingo, bingo. I'm just going to move out far enough that I can attach a thing to it. There we go. Bingo. Bingo. and then I should be able to take a fuel line down through that. Does anyone think this is going to work? Do you think this dinky fuel line's going to work? I don't care about symmetry, because I only need the one fuel line. And fuel lines, as you well know, are massless. They also don't work when you don't angle them the right way. Let's try this again. Fuel line to the engine. Okay. This is totally going to work. Okay, so we have parachutes. No, this parachutes and the staging should not happen first. What needs to happen first is this main engine and these. These will ditch, and then we don't really care about the rest of the system. I guess I'll put this on here, and then at some point... Oh yeah, we want to fire all this stuff at the same time, right? Actually, no, now I think about it, no, we need to retain control, so we need to fire this, and then we need to fire this. Excellent, okay. Evening, Shujin Tribble. You should know, check my YouTube page if you wanted to email me. Although, I do still have you on Skype, by the way. You were asking about how to contact me. Okay, so... we're just gonna fly this, and you see I initiate my keel over thing. Actually, all I need to do is this. Bingo. We'll just track the... we'll track this. Shoots! Of course we have shoots. We have shoots everywhere. Excellent, Dragon Courier. Thank you very much. Alright, well, sorry, I'm glad you made it to Duna, because Duna is cool. Is my voice still really quiet? Maybe I need to move this closer to my mouth so that you can really experience the rumbling baritone of my your manly vocal cords or whatever, right? Squad has a lot of very cool people doing flight training and all that. Okay, so let's see how far this will go. This is going to be like super dangerous, right? Because this is going to be going really fast. Let's turn it closer to the horizon. Yes, you got to be going sideways, faster, sideways. The more sideways you go, the faster you go, the better things going to go going. Yes, the washing machine is super quiet. Don't worry about that. Wow, do you think this is going to catch fire? Like explode before the time? Let's just see how far this is. You know what? I'm just gonna cut the engine. So that detaches, then this detaches and it throttles up. Oh. Oh well, that didn't quite work. There, look, it's still alive. This engine is not going to be recoverable. Well, so much for the United Launch Alliance. Let's try and work on that. That was one malfunction I had not expected. This is what's called engineering. This is, when you plan these things, or when you design these things, you have to plan for these eventualities. Okay, so we'll put some Sepatrons on this. And I'm going to actually put some more mass in this upper stage, right? We don't really care about the chutes too much. So what we'll do is this. Let's throttle up. You know, this probably needs other stuff, but I don't really care. It's just like a dummy payload. There's nobody in it, you'll notice, right? See, these guys are all white suits, but none of them qualify. None of them are important enough to be on this test flight. Okay, and we should call this ULA Vulcan. I'm gonna spell it with a K. Yes. No, those aren't technically Ullage motors. Ullage motors are... They accelerate a rocket forward so that the fuel sinks to the bottom of the tank, and then they can fire up the main fuel pumps and the engines start going. So that's what a Ullage motor is. If anybody's ever heard that, what happens is if a spacecraft has been in 0G for any amount of time, the fuel tends to have kind of mixed its way through the tank, and you need to make all the fuel get to the bottom of the tank. So you have a little engine that doesn't worry so much about fuel starvation. It fires and it moves the thing forward just enough that it kind of sucks all the fuel to the bottom, and from there they then they can fire up the main engines that have to grab vast amounts of fuel and pump it through the engines using turbo pumps, right? Okay. So this is going a little shallow, But good thing is we have the stability thing at the bottom here, so we'll be all right. Yeah, using data. What is it? What? You don't have any mods in chat. It's like having. I have mods in chat. I have Nightbot. That's all that matters. You know what? Is if there's someone here, there's people here I would mod, but you know, whatever. Gotta find someone that I actually trust enough to mod. There we go. Yes. Can I do this? Oh, you look. I can op him. There. Ha 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 ha. There, random person opt. Okay. Excellent. Something exploding. That is not what I expected. I think we're okay actually. Let's ditch this now. So that goes away. And then the second stage fires, and we gotta keep this pointed in the right direction. There we go. But we don't care about this. What we really care about is this. And the parachutes are actually okay. The parachutes are deployed, so this will descend to the ocean. Now, the thing about rockets is the engines are the most expensive part, right? Because they're super high precision devices. They have turbo pumps that are able to pump tons of fuel per second. They have super hardened metals that do, you know, they're expensive things, right? So this will fall back to the surface and hopefully not burn up in the atmosphere, obviously, because if it burns up in the atmosphere, then I don't know what we're going to do. Now, the problem with this plan, you'll notice, is this is going to land in the ocean, right? So, why does it keep saying more messages below? Thank you, okay. I didn't opt a random person, but I think the people that I have opt are people that I would actually trust. So anyway, this is descending to the surface, and it's going to land in the water, and if you remember, the Redstone rocket, they had considered, you know, doing recovery on the Redstone rocket that launched the Mercury. They had a parachute space in the design, but then they figured out that, you know, when the thing landed in the ocean, it was going to be kind of lousy. It would be covered in salt water, and they'd have to clear it up. And so they abandoned that plan. And the same is going to be true for launching engines in the new ULA vehicle. So what they want to do is, while this vehicle, or while this chunk of expensive hardware is sinking towards the ground, they want a helicopter to come by and pluck it from out of the air and bring it back safely without it ever touching the evil that is salt water. So that's the next part of this, is we're going to have to try recapturing something like this, something that's falling through the air, right? So I'm going to like revert flight. You know, we don't really need to go too far into this. What we're going to do is build a test rig where we fly up one of these things and then try to chase after it with a with an aircraft or something, right? So I'm going to like start a new thing, right? I guess what I was going to start out with is we're going to put like a robotic guidance unit, and then what I'm going to do is build a system that flies up and then drops the thing, and then once it goes far enough away, we're going to chase after it and try and grab it, right? So that'll be the first attempt, because it's very hard to have two things on two separate areas, right? So I think I'm going to use lots of reaction wheels here, because reaction wheels are going to be really important if we grab this thing off center, and we're almost certainly going to grab the thing off center. We're also going to need to have an advanced grabbing unit, right? The advanced grabbing unit will be what we're aiming for. My computer specs are some Intel processor with, you know, AMD graphics cards, and everyone will tell me Nvidia's better, and I'll say I don't care. How much easier is it trying to play without Sky putting ice in my ear? It's actually a whole lot easier to do with when Sky is not doing that. Okay, so I'm going to put a battery on here, and we'll then put some modular girders out. I figure what I'll do So we're going to have 4 of these things, and then we'll put engines on the end, right? And I guess... I mean, okay, I'm going to use... Just for testing, I'm going to use rocket engines right now. Which is something of a problem, because there's no convenient rocket engines that get decent thrust. Because these have terrible thrust at sea level. Wait a second. This... Yeah, this gets terrible thrust at sea level, pardon me. My nose is just a little bit sniffly. Oh yeah, here, we'll use these. Okay, we'll have 2 of these, and we don't actually need 4 of these. We probably just need 2 of these. We probably just need 2 of these. There we go. We've got the reaction wheels to keep us stable. Do these include an alternator? Yes, it does output an alternator. Excellent. So this thing should fly just fine. And we'll put some... We're gonna put some landing struts on it. Or, not landing struts, landing legs. Ah, crap. So the landing legs will be to, you know, drop it down, obviously. And then we'll start deployed. Deployed. Okay, so I'm using rocket engines initially because rocket engines actually have really fast response times. So I want to do this before I fly it with jet engines. That's the idea, right? Okay. The man pickup by plane in James Bond was really used in WW2. They could use something like that. What? Yeah, right. Yeah, so this is the full... I know I thought about doing the air recovery system, and I can totally show you that later. Let's just what do we call this? Sky crane, right? And then, let's just launch this. It's not a sky hook, sky crane. It's a sky crane. Is there any debris nearby that I can pick up, I wonder? I should take a look and see if there's anything. No, typical. Phew, just when you need it, there's no debris near the launch site. Okay, so we gotta go back to the Space Center now and put something underneath this. Yeah, I've tried doing like the recovery system with an aircraft. The problem is that it moves far too fast. Okay, so we're just going to put our test vehicle out here. We remember we had a mainsail. Just imagine that it's sitting under parachutes right now. We want to test to see whether we can actually fly near it and pick it up, right? Actually, it's this way around, isn't it? And it had a couple of parachutes, which we don't need to worry about. Parachutes, and yeah, that'll do. And test debris. Okay, so I'm just going to try and fly over to this thing and pick it up, right? Yes, it does seem rather risky to do it, to recapture an engine in midair. It sounds incredibly dangerous. It sounds very Kerbal, if you ask me. Okay, so I'm going to arm my control system, and then we're going to use infinite fuel right now, right? So we're just testing control systems and all that. So what we need to do is throttle up slowly. There we go. So now, let's figure out how to fly this thing. Oh. Okay, so there we go. And then the next thing was we wanna fly like that. Yes, there we go. Fly up the runway just a bit. Throttle up a whole lot more. So I'm doing it with these initially because I feel that I want to get the design figured out, and flying on jet engines is very, very hard because they have a habit of taking a long time to spool up and down, right? And this is actually pretty hard now I think about it. Okay, so what I wanted... Oh shit, I should have targeted this thing before I got out of range. Ah, there we go. Test debris is now targeted. This is actually very hard to figure out the control scheme for. And then what I need to do is this way, this way, this way. Okay. And then slow throttle down just a touch. Okay, now we're doing it. Now we're doing it. Throttle up, throttle down. And throttle this way instead. And I'm going up. This is... This will take me a little while to figure out, but I don't think I'm going to crash it. Although I did come rather close there. Wow. Can you imagine? I'm glad real pilots don't have to do this with keys, because keys are awful. I've not done a great deal of this kind of thing, this kind of precision flying, so I'm more the kind of person that does lots of calculations to like make sure that I've got enough delta V. Oh, I should be going this way instead. Come on. Okay, now I'm totally going the wrong way. Okay. You know what? I wish there was a way for me to just say recover up down. I wonder actually maybe I could do this. Their radial velocity. Oh. It's now doing orbit. Surface. Now it's confused. Target. Let's do orbit again. Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't. Okay. Okay, so I'm losing control of this further and further and further. Whew. I do have infinite fuel on right now, largely because I want to practice flying something that is ridiculous and hard to control as this. So, once again, let's try and get the velocity at some sane level here. Now, can you imagine trying to do this in midair, right? They're going to do it with helicopters. They're going to be chasing after parachutes. I don't know how you chase after a parachute in a helicopter, and surely the parachute will want to just, like, leave. It'll be like, oh, there's a helicopter. Lots of wind. I am something that hates lots of wind. Okay. Okay. Okay, maybe I should just stop talking, because that's clearly getting in the way of understanding what's going on. Okay, no. Okay, now I'm almost here. Oh, that's this way. The controls are kind of reversed from where I would like them to be. Okay, and just a little bit of a touchdown there. This is terrible! I'm a terrible pilot! Don't know why you guys tolerate me. Yeah, that would be good idea actually, but I'm not going to adjust thrust limiting while I'm in the air. You're absolutely correct that I should use thrust limiting to adjust my throttle. Okay, let's try this again. And that's going completely the wrong direction. I need to go this direction and throttle down. Okay, let's try this again. I'm coming down too fast, coming down too fast, coming down too fast, coming down too fast, coming the wrong way. Oh, look, bollocks, let's land this thing for a second. Okay, let's 50% thrust, or 49. Gotta make sure I balance it, otherwise I'm just gonna be permanently spinning around. Yes, the accent is saving me from my own terribleness. Are we ready again? Why do I think... No, I don't think the LVN's got nerfed at all. I mean, the main thing with the fuel tanks is most of their mass is actually in fuel. Okay, let's just find where this balance is. There we go, just a little. So now, I need to go north. What I need is like a hover button, don't I? Hovering is just like awful. How do people do this? I mean, how do people... I've seen people do some amazing precision flying, and I will admit that I am not nearly as good as some of those people. A lot of those people. I mean, I'm just not very good at all. Okay, come on. Come on! Grab it! Yes! Why did my engines cut? Okay, so now, here's the question. Is there enough torque to keep this flying? Yes, so there's enough torque on this, assuming I can grab it. Right? Okay, so let's try carrying it somewhere. I'm gonna try carrying it towards the vehicle assembly building. Because that's always a good target, right, for precision flying. Let's bring it back to the vehicle assembly building. You know what? I think I need Kerbal Engineer just to help me a little. Just a little. Oh man. This is where I wish I had more throttle. Actually, you know what? Let's stop this thing just for a sec. Ah. Slow down, slow down, slow down. I want it to go this way because I see where I need it to go. Come back, come back. Just a little. Oh man. No, I want to go up. 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 No, I don't want to die. No, I don't want to die. God, I was doing so well. I was doing so well. The problem is obviously because the mass is off center that this just does not like being like that. Maybe what I should do is have this thing extended way down so that when I do pick it up, it's way below my center of mass, right? By having this thing so close to the center of mass, I've made it... Oh, crikey. No. Okay, let's go north. Go north, where the vehicle assembly building is. Go north, where there's rockets there. Go north. We will start anew. Go north. This is what we'll do. This is me going... This is because I've gone and throttled things back. I just don't have the extra vertical thrust here. So, is anybody thinking that this ULA plan is a good one? Or should we just try... That's the worst song I've heard you sing. I do think it is actually definitely hitting some limits of terribleness that I've never really quite plumbed before. Okay. Oh, look! We brought you some debris back! Have I been following the plight of the Progress vehicle? Have I been following the plight of the Progress vehicle? This is the plight of the Progress vehicle. Right? I mean, you know, yes, that's it. Yeah, this is not gonna work, is it? It does seem like a little crazy. You know what? Let's try. I think we should try it with a plate. I think what we should do is try scooping something that. What we should do is try the trick where you grab something, a pole, right? So let's go back and revert fly it, whatever. I've got a cool idea. So what I'm gonna do is load up the... Where is it? The Steerwing A300. This is the item of choice. Yes, you could probably build an SSTO flying wing. Will I do that tonight? That will depend on whether people actually care. So let's take the front off of this thing and put on the claw. I think I'm going to use cheats for this as well to engage, like, you know, unbreakable joints and stuff, because otherwise I will be doomed. Now, let me see. Yeah, I can use cubic octagonal struts here, right? Okay. So here what we'll do is I'm just going to build out a cubic octagonal strut thing. There. So. Come on, where are you? Where are you there? Okay, let's do that. There. So I'm just making this long enough that we can grab it. And so this will be like the guide spokes, right? So if you've seen these capture aircraft, right? They have these things. Okay, that's not going to work. You know what I'll do is I'll just use the rotation command. So they have these like pincers at the front, right? The idea being that as they fly along, when they encounter the object, it'll get kind of bumped into there, right? And then the next trick will be, well, we probably need to fly extra slow, so I'm going to add some extra wings to this. That's what I'm going to do. So let's do center of lift. Wait, what the hell is the center of lift doing all the way over there? Okay, we need more wings. That's a start. Let's, have we got bigger wings here? Oh, look, we've got, like, airplane main wing. Let's try this one. Oh, look. Yes, this is... This might just work. Or it might just fail terribly. But, you know, if you don't know, if you don't try, you never know. So what's the coolest thing people have been doing in Kerbal Space Program, right? Will the girders pull in the parachute strings? No, the parachute strings are not modeled in the game. Okay, so I'm going to call this capture. Right? So now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to actually exit out of this. Oh, you know what? Okay, hold on. I'm actually going to do both things on the runway. The reason is because I was thinking I'd put it on the launch pad, but the problem with the launch pad is there's all this debris around it, whereas the runway is actually a pretty good thing. So we'll just take this up and see how slow would it work. How slow can I make this thing fly? So that's the first test. The center of lift is upside down. I usually stream for maybe an hour and a half. It depends on a lot of different factors. Oh, wow, the landing gear's extra bumpy. I guess they changed it. Okay, so I'm gonna go to like... I'll go to 100% and then we'll throttle back and see just how slowly I can fly this, right? Important thing is to get up. Okay, now we're gonna throttle way the heck back. This thing really wants to nose up, so let's try turning around and seeing if I can turn it around without going into a spin. Oh, this actually turns exceptionally well. Look at that. Well, there's the monolith, our favorite monolith. Okay. So what I want to do, I'm just going to try and fly as slow as possible here. Oh, you know what? I should have put air brakes on this. That's what I should do. Okay, let's actually do that. Because air brakes will be the key to making this thing fly slow. Or rather, at least getting the thing down to slow enough speed that I can safely try grabbing things, whatever. There, we get 2 of those now, and those are bound to the brake key. Oh yes, moose. Oh, you moose on that aerodynamics. I have tried aerodynamics on Eve and Jewel, and I was just discussing it today. There was some interesting ideas that we had regarding aerodynamics and also motivational power on these. Yeah, the problem with the detachable heat shield with a ladder is that they don't... Look at this. This thing is just working. Look at that. I wonder how slow I can do it. Let's put the brakes on. Oh, no, no, no. Yeah, it does seem to want to wobble a bit. So at least I can go at this slow. Let's try the air brakes and see if I can go even slower. 50 meters per second, and now I need to pitch the nose up to keep this thing flying. 49 meters per second. So the problem with this will be that the parts will probably explode. Now I'm going to throttle up just a touch. And this is now going down. I think we're getting close to stall territory here. I think I can probably safely fly about 35 meters per second. So now the trick will be, can anything survive being captured at that speed, right? The Kerbal Space Program does not model ground effect. Actually, so what I'm going to do now I think about it is I'm going to turn around, throttle up, and I'm going to put this on next to the runway. I'm not going to put it on the runway because we need to have something. I'm going to create an object on the runway for us to capture. So I'm just going to put it down about here. Let's do that. Brakes! Brakes, 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 brakes. Go slow. Oh, not too fast. There we go. This landing gear, this new big landing gear is kind of extra bouncy. The kind of good thing about this design, by the way, is that it just does want to pitch up if you let it. Okay. And braking just works. Oh, I have to say, Porkjet, thank you very much for these awesome air brakes and these awesome wings. Hopefully we shall be able to put it to good use. Orion is not naked, he just doesn't have a shirt on. Let's just make that clear. He's just walking past, doing whatever he does. Okay, so let's put the brakes on, and we're gonna go to Space Center. You would fly on that plane? Would you fly on the outside of that plane? Yeah, he's wearing pajamas. He's not naked, right? It just, the color of the pajamas is really obvious. Oh yes, well, there's a lot of things that we were going to see. So we need to have some object which will stand up straight. So I think this will be it, right? We'll just have this. And should I use modular girder set? I'm going to use cubic octagonal struts as well. I just can't use too many, because otherwise we're going to pay for it with our lives, or rather with our CPU speeds. There we go, look at that. So we gotta make this tall enough that I can snatch it. I think I'm gonna do one more stack and then I'm gonna put a probe on the top, right? So the idea is that we're gonna fly into this and we're gonna snatch it with the forks on the front, right? And it will then be captured and I shall carry it away with me into the sky and we shall live happily ever after in our sky castle, because I am an awesome hacker. Oh no, wait, that's a completely different game I'm thinking of, isn't it? 5 points if anybody knows what game I'm referring to there. No, nobody knows it? Yeah, okay, hold on. If you remember the video, that is, it's rather a special video. It's from an era when I was very experimental with my gameplay and everything. Okay. Okay, so there. It looks a whole lot smaller now. Crikey. Okay. It looks a whole lot smaller. We have some bigger airliner wings, haven't we? We don't need that. There, it's still sitting there. So that's our capture target. That's what we want to try grabbing. Before we try it, should I try this? You know, actually, let's taxi towards it the correct way. Have I enabled steering? Let's just steer, raise gear. Oh, there's no steering on this thing? I thought there would be steering on these wheels, but I guess Rover Dude did not implement it. Let's try turning and see if I can get anything out of this. It is going to turn very slowly. The idea being that I want to just be pointed directly at the target. Hey, Ruby Goldberg! How are you? So you can put fighter jets into big-ass cargo planes, into cargo planes, into... Yeah, we should try doing like the whole Matryoshka doll thing with or babushka doll or whatever you call it with aircraft. Does anybody remember an old Japanese anime? In the UK it was called Battle of the Planets, and I remembered that it had a team of like 5 superhero kids, and they all had their own vehicles. And the leader of the team, Jason, he had like this, you know, Cessna that he would fly it up to the air, and then he'd bring out his Apple Watch and he'd go, transmute, and it would change into a jet fighter. But then the jet fighter would go and meet up with the rest of his team, and the rest of his team were flying the Phoenix. And so he'd have to fly his plane into the back of the Phoenix. It would dock, and they had this like awesome animation showing how the whole thing would dock and everything. It was pretty darn cool. It was amazing if you were like 10 years old. I've no idea what it was called in Japan, but if you look it up in Wikipedia, Battle of the Planets, you will probably be able to find out all about this show. Also, the whole thing would catch fire. There'd be like some fiery Phoenix mode that would be like their super mega weapon mode or whatever. Okay, brakes. For some reason my frame rate has gone to terribleness. It's not. It's very similar to Power Rangers, but it was a cartoon and it was in the 1980s. You know, let's take a look inside of this thing. Actually, that's not very good. Let's take a close look at the nav ball, and it does show that I'm slightly to the side here. Can I throttle up just a touch? Okay, what have I done? What have I done? Okay, there we go. Okay, F5. It's an American adaptation of the Japanese anime series Science Ninja Team Gatchman, 1972. Thank you very much. That is exactly what I was looking for. New aerodynamics versus FAR DRE. Ferrum Aerospace is really, really good. It does a lot of things that are just not in the core game, and I think that is going to be still there as a serious thing. Why is my frame rate so terrible? Is this thing really killing my frame rate so much? I'm going to see if I can just get this. Okay, so I'm going to try this without my infinite, you know, item strength going on. Okay, there we go. And now, gotta just keep this thing on target. I'm too high, actually. I need to be lower, and I need to be more pointy this way. Come on. I think I need to be lower still. Not that low. Not that low, though. I need to seriously use the rudder here. I want to make sure it doesn't break off. Okay, does anyone remember? Yeah, there's planes that have actually had the rudders snap off because the pilots were working it too hard. Yeah, I'm unable to yaw sufficiently hard to get to this thing. Look at it. Look at me go here. Please, please. I wonder if it'll hit the wings. Okay. Capture target, at least. Hey! Excellent! Okay, now I'm gonna try landing this thing. Uh-oh. Yeah, okay. Brakes will work well. Yeah, there was an A300 in New York, and it was literally like the November of 2001. The co-pilot, I think they hit turbulence, and the co-pilot was like trying to keep the thing straight. He'd been told that it was very dangerous, and so he was literally oscillating super hard on the tailplane, and the tailplane just snapped off, and they lost control of it. That was some pretty nice side slip, but yeah. That's interesting. The 2.5 meter storage containers, the thing will literally fall apart. That's kind of cool. Okay, let's try this again, right? Will you work for me? Okay, there, it's physics loaded. Throttle up. And we'll go for it. Now, actually, I don't want target, I want surface velocity, right? Because we want to be going as slow as this thing will let me. I'm not even rotating. Perhaps I should go just a little faster. I think I'm gonna have to go just... Oh! It's the claw. A very good point! The claw is not armed. Thank you. Ah, come on! Arm! Okay. Thank you. Now I'm still... I'm just getting into the air now. And I think I'm still coming slightly off axis here. Okay, so we've now got some altitude. Right? We gotta remember that there is a little bump at the head of the runway, so I've gotta make sure I'm high enough to get over that. And then I'm gonna use the brakes, air brakes, just a touch. Air brakes to keep myself, and I've got the yaw situation going on. It does seem to want to side slip. What the heck is with this thing? I'm gonna roll it. I'm gonna roll it just to make sure. And I'm getting too high, too high, too high, too high. Serious side slip here. Come on. You know you want it. You know you want that sweet, sweet, sweet capture target. Oh, crap, crap. No, 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 no. Into the jaws. Oh! Oh, I did actually totally get it into the jaws there. You see that? Okay, so now the next trick is to try it with unbreakable joints and no crash damage. See what happens. So, F9. Now we gotta figure out how to capture this kind of thing from under a parachute after we've done this, right? Just, imagining that we can do this. Okay, and we're gonna arm... You know what we're gonna do is just arm the claw ahead of time. Advanced grab-ass unit. There we go. Arm. Okay, now we are ready to go. Am I a fan of Chris Hadfield? Yes, I'm a fan because he's done a great job of, selling science and all these other things. I'm also a fan of The Bad Astronomer, who's a smart guy that has an efficient hairstyle like myself. You should definitely watch his crash course in astronomy, even although, I could answer any of those questions there, but... Yes, I know I need to use roll to control my side slip when, all that stuff. I'm glad we have real pilots here. One thing that I was considering doing one of these live streams was fire up like Flight Simulator 10 and put myself in an airliner with no idea how to fly it, because actually I don't know what half the switches on these planes do. Okay, I've got some vertical oscillations here. Gotta keep the speed just right. Okay, looking good. Oh, not quite so good. I'm gonna slow down just as I get super close. And I've got a bit of roll there. You see that? The roll is what's causing the side slip, right? The roll is more than I can handle. There we go. Come on. Come on. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. You know you want it. You know you want it. Oh, capture target is suddenly jumping above. Did you see that? Oh! Look, you saw that. The whole thing jumped into the air for a second. Wow. Well, the whole idea is that on real aircraft, like, sure, I know the laws of physics. I know how aircraft fly. I don't know how to talk to a control tower. I don't know what half the switches on aircraft do, so... It would be fun to actually get into a simulated aircraft and then trying to have you guys explain how to fly an aircraft, right? I don't know which particular kind of aircraft. I'm just saying this would be a fun concept. Okay, let's try this one more time, because that looked pretty good. I don't care if the flight simulator model is terrible. I mean, I've been flying the Kerbal space program. I know enough about the laws of physics to just deal with it. all I care about is having a flight simulator with like 3 million buttons in front of me, and I'm worried that if I push the wrong one, I will end up dumping all the fuel or something like that. Because we all know that that is a real button on a real aircraft, right? Unless, of course, it's one of those aircraft that doesn't have fuel dumping. Okay. Once again, let's see if we can keep this thing on track. I want to try to get it right in the middle of this. Actually, does anybody know, now I think about it, does the claw work on physics-less parts? Because that could be a problem if it wouldn't grab physics-less parts. Because the whole thing is made of physics-less parts, right? Maybe I need to go back and make it out of, whatchamacallit, out of actual girders. Okay, I'm definitely off on the wrong side. Come back, come back, come back, come back. Oh, it's jumping! It's jumping into the air. It's jumping into the air, and come on! Grab it! Grab it! Grab it! Oh, no, 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 no. My favorite astronaut. That's an interesting question, who my favorite astronaut would be. Because there's all sorts of cool... I mean, I like Neil Armstrong. Does the claw... The claw works on itself. Danny has done this, and it causes things to explode. I should roll to the left. I've done a lot of different rolling, right? Okay, and we're back to surface. Yeah, a lot of airships have ballast dumping and things like this. Okay. Okay, so now we're in the air. Okay, so now I'm in the air, throttling back, using the brakes. And now we're aiming for that target. Gotta watch my altitude. Oh, and I'm going down. Oh, no, still brakes. Why is my brakes not working? The claw... No, I saved with the claw open, I thought. Didn't I? I thought I saved with the claw open. You know what? I'm on this attack. I've commenced my attack run. I've turned off my computer. I'm not backing out at this stage. Okay. This thing needs to yaw a little more. It's kind of cool that this thing side slips so well. Okay, there we go. 45 meters per second. Now I need to roll the other way. I can see that I'm actually going the wrong way. Oh, okay. And it's jumping. We have the leap of faith at the last second. And oh, I'm too low, I'm too low, I'm too low! Oh, the claw isn't armed! You're absolutely right. What the heck? No, so here's... yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't want to have to land a plane asleep. I want something with like 3 million switches and autopilot and things like that. No autopilot. Autopilot is completely broken. I don't think the claw's killing the frame rate. I think what's really killing the frame rate is that is a composite object that's got hundreds of parts in it. But I could go... Okay, I'm going to save this, right? F5, quick save. Is there... Hold on. Yeah, do you think this might work? I don't have... Okay. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay, and now slow down a little. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into the cockpit once I get up to speed, okay? Okay, we're gonna go into the cockpit, and the cockpit will be my reference point. I'm gonna throttle back to like minimum throttle. Okay, so now cockpit. Okay, so I'm gonna try flying it from here. I have no feedback on my altitude or anything. This is a problem. Yeah, I can't see enough about this thing because I can't see a velocity vector. I think I'm gonna hit the ground actually. This is just a dry run. Now, can you imagine trying to capture this in the air? Holy moly. I guess a real pilot would actually have, like, decent instrumentation to help him. This is way harder than the Falcon landing. You know, getting the Falcon to actually land on the barge was the hard part. Oh! It's jumping! We have an excursion from the ground, and... Ah! Yes. Yeah, that's lousy. This is where I should have Kerbal Engineer. You're right. Kerbal Engineer would really help me a whole lot. Why would I want to... Okay, so yeah, Concorde in X-Plane, you're saying? It'll handle the fuel panels and everything? This is a lost cause. Never say never. At least the claw is deployed now. Yeah, I want too many buttons, and a 737 does sound like a fun one. You think I should be out using an actual stick rather than, say, trying to use keyboard? I am... yeah. I am kind of stuck in my ways. I'm used to flying with keyboard, so this is what I tend to use. Okay. Maybe if I made my nav ball a little bigger, then it would help. Why don't we try building a Concorde? Because Concorde will fall apart. Why don't we try building the other one, the Soviet one? Konkordsky. Or why don't we build the Arstotzkan Concorde? Okay, now I'm really going slow. Come on, yaw, 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 yaw. It's too low, it's too low, it's too low. I'm going too low. Crikey, get up in the air! Get up in the air! Come on, we don't want to hit the bump. There you go. There we go, there we go. Come on, come on, throttle back just a bit. We know we want to do this. We know we want to do this. And it's flying once again. Come on! Oh, no, no. It's so hard to tell if it's down the middle here. Okay. Oh, man. Even night... Is everyone getting mad at me? Is this what's going on? Okay, how do we make this... Okay, you know what we should do? Okay, let's F9... And let's get closer. So at least we're not going... If the target were wider, it would be easier. No, the thing is, it has to get funneled down the middle, right? So I'm gonna go towards it a little, and then we'll... I have been using the nav ball. I've been totally using the nav ball. Look, I've turned off the nav ball. Look, you've turned off your nav ball. What's wrong? Nothing. I'm all right. I've just doomed you all. I mean, seriously, in Star Wars, does anybody in that Rebel control room think that Luke Skywalker is going to save them? They're thinking, oh my god, the kid thinks he's got the Force. You know, you're our only hope and you've just switched off your targeting computer. Thanks. Switch to the target. No, I don't think that's... It doesn't matter if it jumps, because I think the bigger problem is that... No, the claw is armed, you see? Right? The claw is armed, for everybody that's, you know, talking about it. I'm gonna move within 1 kilometer. Okay, we're gonna maybe come from here. You know, Luke Skywalker was, he was just some random farm boy, right? So, you know, why would the Rebel Alliance not be completely freaking out when he's like their only hope at that point? He literally is their only hope. Well, that and the TIE fighter pilot that's next to Darth Vader. He's obviously the real only hope. Yeah, instantly. Look, you've switched off your target computer. We're all goners. Yeah, I'm hearing Simon Pegg is writing the new Star Trek, and I am all very cool with this, right? Yeah, no, but this is the whole idea. The whole idea is you need to be able to grab this. You know what? Maybe if I change the shape of the target, right? Here's an idea, right? I'm going to save this here, right? We're going to go back to the Space Center. I have got an idea. I've got a really good idea. Oh my god, this is a super awesome good idea, right? This is the idea that will make this happen, right? Literal X... well, if you've tried building an X-Wing in Kerbal Space Program, you'll realize that it doesn't fly very well. Okay, so you know what? Because the frame rate is so rubbish, I'm going to replace all these tiny things with heavy things, right? That's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to use fewer parts, but longer parts. So here we go. Bingo. This thing is going to be a few tons. So what's probably going to happen is as soon as I grab it, it's probably going to want to turn my aircraft nose first, right? But. Okay. Well, last one. And then, what we're going to do is have these things sticking out sideways, right? So we actually have some hooks on this thing, right? Like that. Oh, we don't actually need things there. So what'll happen is these will get hooked up on the actual things, and I'll fly away with it. That's the plan, right? This is what's going to happen. It's going to be the kind of launch things. Launch anyway. Clear the runway and proceed. I have been streaming a lot lately, largely because it's been Kerbal Space Program 1.0 and everybody wanted me to do live streams. Okay, it's standing up. Oh, apparently I can't switch vessels while moving over the surface. It's still thinking. No. It wouldn't let me switch. It's moving at 0.7 meters per second. Okay. My stream just went offline. What? It shouldn't be going offline. Your stream... I'm not... My computer is not overloading. The network here might be overloading. I can't really do anything about it, unfortunately. If the stream is going out, then that's really unfortunate. Because I can't do anything about it. Okay. This is what we'll do. Okay, let's do this. If the stream is going out, guys, all I can do is make sure that I post the recording tomorrow. Because I don't know what's up with the network. There's, you know... I will do more Infinifactory, yes. I guess I'm not very good at making fun videos about it because I just spend, like, 8 hours trying to solve the problem and then don't show you the final solution. I don't know. I did record further episodes of Infinifactory, but... Ah, man. Come on. Let's go to here instead. There we go. So this should hold it together and maybe stop it walking across the surface. Meanwhile, I might as well actually add some cubic octagonal strut. No, not... There we go. So this should hold it together. And on the bottom we'll connect these things from the corners as far as it will let us go. And that should keep the whole thing stable as a rock on a very stable surface in a stable full of horses. Let's try this. Good morning from Vienna, Austria. We're watching your live stream on the way to work. How are you? Are you like on a bus or something with Wi-Fi or something? Okay, let's see if this will work. Hold still now. I need to switch. I can... there we go. Oh, there, you see that? It bounces. Settle down now. Settle down. It's now... I had it. Ah, there we go. Okay. Now we have you. F5. We are armed. This is totally gonna work, right? Is this gonna work? Come on, everybody. This is gonna work, right? Throttle up to 100%. And then throttle back. Get into the air. Brake! Brakes, 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 brakes. Now aim for this thing. Aim for this thing. Aim for this thing. And it's gonna destroy my plane. That was pretty good, actually. But look, it's going to be so much easier now because it's like so much closer, and the frame rate is so much better, right? This will totally go. This is totally going to work, right? This cannot fail. Don't fail me now. I guess I could actually ask it to like aim at the target, couldn't I? Right? It would probably put me into the ground. Okay, get into the air, and then. Roll, 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 roll the other way, roll the other way. Ah. This is the steer wing. The steer wing M300. Once again. No, it's not on fire enough to be stock. Yes, that is absolutely correct. Okay, we're throttling down. Let's aim at the target. Okay. It's gotta aim lower. And roll and not crash. Come on! Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! Yes, yes, yes! 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 I have captured my satellite! Let's throttle up and take it into the air. Oh, darn. Look at it! Look at it! Victory! Now, Tony Bruno wants some pilots to do that. While it's falling from the sky. Great shot, kid! That was 1 in a million. Okay, you know what? We can make this better, right? We can make this better. Do you think we should make a 4-way claw? No, what we're gonna do is reload this, right? I want to see if I can now pick this up and carry it further. Now, that kind of hooked on. But I think what I need to do is make it into a giant grappling hook. Right? So let's go back to the Space Center. We're going to make this a giant grappling hook. So those bits that stick out at the top, now I'm going to add bits that stick down so that they'll kind of hook over the front of my aircraft. This is totally going to work, guys. We're totally going to make this thing work, right? Okay, giant grappling hook. And you know the next thing we do? Is we can put a Kerbal on it in a seat. And so then we can emulate the whole, like, pilot recovery thing, right? Okay, so let's do this. Yeah, let's do this. Actually, let's just put a Kerbal in there just for good measure. Where the heck is it? There is the capture target. Load. Okay, so we've got this. Now we need to have... now we need some hooks up the top. So these things need to hook downwards, so that we've got like a giant grappling hook to grapple onto. This is science. I'm telling you, there is like you may think this is crazy, but this is a legit thing that was invented by, you know, crazy science people. Crazy science people do a lot of cool things. Actually, you know, now I think about it, yeah, these should actually arc downwards as well. Oh, it sounds like Orion's a little not good. Oh, no. Come on. Downwards. Yes. So we're building like a grappling hook. And this is what we're going to fly. We don't need Gorilla Glue. We have unbreakable joints enabled. Okay. There. And we'll stick another one on here. And then we'll just apply Z rotations. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Here we go. And... come on, click. Click, rotate. That's pretty good. It's like totally not looking symmetrical, but who cares? And then we'll just you know, fasten these to the main body just to make sure that they don't flip around too much. This is like this is called the hook, right? Captain Hook. Oh, okay. And so yeah, and we do need to put a Kerbal on it, right? So that we can demonstrate Kerbal recovery. Okay. And then, of course, once this is all done, we actually need to test it with without enabling cheats, right? To be fair, it wasn't done with the C-130. That is very perceptive of you. Okay, let's put a cubic octagonal strut or two on the bottom here. And there. So we've got some crew. We need to make sure that we have some crew in it. Oh, we'd better hire some more crew for this thing. Seanmon and Corbas. I thought that was Cobras, but Corbas will have to do. Okay, fill. And let's try lunch. You know what? Let's actually put some more stability on the bottom here, because I think we had some issues with stability. That's totally gonna work. It's totally gonna work. Let's actually rotate this. And rotate this. Okay, lunch. Let's see if this is gonna work. How can you make the Kessel run in 5 parsecs? No, the Kessel run was made in 12 parsecs, Foxdeuce, although I guess 5 is technically less than 12. Okay, are we ready for this? Are we ready for this? Oh yes. Yep. Parsec is, of course, a distance, right? So the parsec is a measure of distance, but in Star Wars language, there's many things it could be. There's at least one suggestion by someone that's retconning this, that the Kessel run is actually a run through some dangerous part of space with lots of things. Look at this! Throttle up, throttle up, throttle up, throttle up! We gotta get into the air again. We gotta get into the air. Into the air. Oh, things still exploding. Come on! I like how something exploded even though we have non-explodingness set up. Come on! I can't make it pitch up. I don't have enough pitch authority. This is gonna work. Yes! Yes! We're now airborne! We are gaining altitude! Let's put our landing gear up. And well, look, we still have the crew with us. This is totally working. Hold on. There, look at this. I wonder if the claw is not even doing anything. It's still waiting. It's like, I'm ready to capture onto whatever you point me at. Right? That is pretty marvelous. I wonder if I can do a victory roll. Look at that! Okay, now here's an idea. Let's. Okay, now we're starting to lose altitude. What I want to do is switch to the thing that we're carrying. Look, he's just like, where am I? The other dude's like, yep, I'm sure this is not working properly. How do I land this thing? Very heavily. I better figure out how to do it soon because we're coming into the mountains. Okay. Let's see if I can bring it in for a landing. What do you think? Do some of that pilot stuff. Okay, I need to get my thing back. The problem is, this thing is really weighing down my nose. Can I just, like, let it go? Let it go. Let it go. You know what? I know how I'm gonna... Okay, I know what I'm gonna do here. Right? I am gonna let this thing go by going into a vertical climb, and then hopefully it'll fall off at some point. So I'm just gonna make sure I get enough altitude first. I like how I still... Okay, now I'm kind of losing control authority here. Okay. Come on, let go, will you? Which exit? Oh dear. Not good. Well, I guess I can just try landing this thing. Let's try landing it. I guess that... Now, looking at it, I did actually destroy bits by crunching them against the ground. Do you think you could get a jet like this to land on the moon? Not with the jet engines. We could probably put rocket engines on it. Okay. Let it go. Let it go. Can't hold on to ya anymore. I think this thing is stuck in here. That's part of the problem. Is the claw really holding on? No, it's still it just says it's still armed. Okay, I'm just gonna throttle this down and try to keep the nose up. Bleed off some velocity. Yeah, the rapiers are actually a lot harder. It is not attached to the claw at all. The claw is merely a witness to the awesomeness of this particular event. It doesn't know what's hit it. It just sees itself as a little brother to the giant grappling hook. It's trying to follow in its example, I think. You want it? Somebody would like to see a 747 to put things on the moon. In the early career mode, is it more efficient to have more fuel tanks or more stages? You want to balance your stage sizes just right. That's really what you want to do. Okay, let's put just a little bit of thrust on this thing. Oh, I should probably put my landing gear out, right? I don't think the landing gear is going to help, to be honest. But let's try landing it nevertheless. Air brakes deployed. And... Okay, I'm gonna just... Oh, there! We got rid of it! Oh! Oh my god, it's like a peg leg! Yeah. I know, we have, yes, so much science to talk about. So, what did the big claw say to the little claw? I'm gonna try the capture one more time. Because that was pretty funny. Grappling system. This is a recovery system. It's man-portable. Let's try this one more time. Are we ready? Are you ready? Oh, you know what? Wait a second. What we need to do... Hold on. We should actually disable this stuff now, right? Let's keep on no crash damage, but we'll do it with unbreakable joints. Okay, are we ready? Are you ready? Brakes, 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 brakes. And it's over here, it's over here, it's over here. Hey, okay. Oh, we left one of the guys behind. Let's get back into the air now. Come on! Excellent! Sort of. Oh, that is way better looking this time. Let's turn off target view, surface view. That is cool. This is amazing. This is now one of my favorite items. I thought that this thing would surely be dead. Okay, you know what? I wonder... Why should I close the claw? The claw isn't having anything to do with this. You need Sepatrons and so you can safely release and land it. Yes. I do need that. Okay. Maybe I should try dropping this into the water. Why don't we try that, right? We're going to bring this down and then very gently drop this into the water and see what happens. Because it's low enough down that I don't think... I think I can control this thing. You should just call... you know what? I think that Kerbal destroying has been done to death by Danny. And Danny is his own person. Haven't you heard? You know? Okay. You're having the worst problem with re-entry in Kerbal Space Program 1.0. What is the worst problem? That it's killing you? Yeah, I'm trying to do this very gently. I need to slow down a whole lot more. We're 100 meters up. I need to slow down the speed to about 50 meters per second or so. I was trying to avoid the water. Now I want to see what happens when I try to drop this thing into the water very gently. Because, you know, this has to be something really special. Okay. Now I need to actually pitch the nose up just a bit. Okay. Oh, 18, 17, 16, 15... That's pretty cool. I like that. Okay. Yeah, it was somebody's having problems. Science Junior. Okay, so here's the thing. If you're having the Science Junior in the service bay, in your module, you're going to have a very unstable spacecraft. That's probably your problem with re-entry. The real trick is to not take your Science Junior or anything back with you. Just have a capsule and a heat shield and a parachute. Take the science and put it into the capsule, and then you will be solid. Okay. Yes, I'm gonna save this or reload this. Yeah, G13 MTV. Okay. So let's go back to the Space Center. That was... I thought I'd turned Unbreakable off. Salt water and everything! Yes. Let's quit to the main menu. Oh, let's quit to main menu. Somebody's asking about re-entry, right? Do you know... So G13 MTV, did you know that you can take the science out of those items and put it into the pod? That's really what you want to be doing, right? Let's see, it's 11:16. How far can we get in a career mode? Let's actually just take a look at this career mode, see where I am. But, you know, honestly, yeah, you can do that. That's the other thing, is you can put the service, you can put your service module and everything on a separate heat shield and have them land separately. But the problem is, if you stack too much stuff below your, if you stack too much stuff below the pod, what happens is you don't slow down quickly enough, and that other stuff will get destroyed. Well, it's... So Moonchild 85, part of the problem is that the heat shields are physics-less. But the other part is that the module, the Science Junior, is sitting there and it's much more sensitive. So it's going to go out regardless, right? Let's just see what missions have I got here. Plant flag on the moon. So I guess I've got science data from around Kerbal. Let's do that. Perform visual surveys. Ferry tourists. We have active rendezvous 2 things in orbit around Kerbal. Let's do that. Do I have the pieces for that though? Duma. Yes, the Duma. I've always found it hard to get into the Duma. Isn't the Duma like the some government, the parliament in Russia or something like that? I'm confused. Yeah, you can fix the heat shield, but here's, I guess what I'm going to show is that it sounds like what he's got is this, right? With the Science Junior, and then a heat shield under that, right? The heat shield will be here. And that is really hard that's not going to work well for you, because the whole thing is too unstable, and this will blow up, right? This will blow up first, and then you'll be left with this exposing. So, yeah, the best thing to do is to have the heat shield on the bottom of the capsule instead, and copy the science to it. Now, if you're really wanting to save this, it might be possible to save it by having separate parachutes on this and having it deorbit on its own. There, thank you, Kalzum. Yes. Duma is the lower house in the Russian parliament. Even better if you can put like a probe on it or something. But honestly, if you want to return instruments, you want to be doing it with a space probe or something. It just makes it very hard. The other thing, of course, you can do is you can adjust the physics. And it's totally legit to adjust your physics, the thermal, like for example, the generation factor, the aero heating production. You can turn that down if you're really having a hard time with heating. And that's fine, that's completely configurable within the game. We've picked values we think work, but it's entirely possible that over time the testers will realize that different values are needed. So that's the way to do that. What am I going to do? Do I have the pieces to actually rendezvous spacecraft in orbit? You know, I don't have these... Oh, I rendezvous them in orbit, right? Let me just take a look at this contract. Oh, cancel. Load. Oh yeah, I wonder if we've got this cool save and continue. Cancel. Don't save. There we go. And yes, right now you can pull the parachutes high up, but I suspect that will be no longer possible. I think that the parachutes will be made far less robust. Oh yeah, look, here's my survey plane. Look at this. This is the first little plane I created, actually. You know what I'm going to do is adjust this downwards just a bit. Yeah, I just wanted a little bit of a thing on this. This is a really nice little plane here. Like, launch. I know all I'm doing is planes today. I guess I'm just like really in a plane mood or something. This is a really useful survey plane early on. This is about the simplest you can make it. You can use like half-size tanks if you want, but other than that, this is good. Just strap some science instruments onto the top, and you can go wherever you want. Do science wherever you need. Could you build a base in the mohole? Not in the 10 minutes I have left, right? Because I think I have to go off air in about 10 minutes. I have a wife upstairs and things like that. Yeah, this is a nice little plane. It flies really good. I mean, they've really made a... you know, they've done good things here. They've changed the various... They've added these wheels. Pork Jet, thank you very much for these wheels again. These, now that you have... Now early on you have enough parts to actually make whatever aircraft you need. And there you go. I'm just going to try flying this back to base just now. Well, yes, you know, the new swept wings are very nice. Yes, I hear what you're saying. Things like that. Listen, you just have to be... I just have to be a nice guy, right? The plane in science mode? Well, there's survey contracts. Let me show you the survey contracts. Oh, in science mode. Yeah, it's useful if you want to get to things like the North Pole, right? Or the South Pole. And it's useful for doing surveys of places like... whatchamacallit? Like, oh my god, this is really... I'm just stalling this a little because I am going far too fast. Slow down! Okay, that's a little more manageable. Now let's... I think I'm still going way too fast. This is going to be very hard. Get back on the runway, sir. We need you to be on the runway. A perfect 24-point landing. Bink, 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 bink. Slow down, I said. Like, I've got the brakes on, but it's just like not... those wheels are not braking sufficiently well. And I'm about to run out of runway. Come on, don't go off the end. Okay, we're going off the end. Don't go into the water. This is what... yeah. Well, the air brake doesn't come until later, but you can make air brakes with these, right? Okay, so if I, like, revert flight to spaceplane hangar... Any tips on how to convert your thinging from imperial to metric units? True Lunar, what do you need to convert? Tell me your things you need to convert. Like, I'm curious, what kind of imperial to metric units are you needing to convert? So yeah, one way I think to make air brakes, I believe, is like this. So you can put... Okay, hold on. Meters per second to miles per hour. Okay, let's do this. So we put these on here, and then you say deploy normal, inverted, state. We just disable it from these, right? Oh, state deployed. So you'll see how they get deployed there. That's interesting that they both deploy in the same direction. That's not good. Okay. Let's pick these things up. I just want to see how they look when deployed. What? Why do they not want to... Okay, try deploying them there. Yeah, they do that. Why? I have no idea why these things would do that. I want them to deploy in the same direction. Apparently that's not going to happen. I have to connect it to a part. Okay, let's try this. I'm trying to see if you can make air brakes by using a pair of these, right? So, deploy. Those will deploy up, right? So you can take them and then flip them down. There. So, deploy. So those get deployed downwards. So those, in theory, could be air brakes, right? I wonder how well this works. So we've got 2 sets of flaps. Those stick there. And then... Oh, I don't have action groups right now. I haven't unlocked action groups. Dear. That's my problem. I was on radial mode. Thank you very much. Okay, so what are you saying? You want to convert meters per second to miles per hour? You can always ask Siri, right? You know, like... What's 20 miles per hour in meters per second?
8.94 meters per second.
There you go! Siri, very useful like that. Hey Siri, you're awesome.
I am?
There you go! You just say, hey Siri, and she does things. Anyway. That's unfortunate. Let's actually come out of this. Don't save. Where do I get action? I forget what building gives me action groups. Is R&D? Patch Conics. What building gives you R&D again? EVA. Surely it's not this. This is strategies. I'm not sure if you can change the brake to... Yeah, getting access to research. Vehicle assembly building, if I upgrade this? Oh, basic action groups supported. I've already increased... Okay, but this is expensive. Yeah, upgrading the vehicle assembly building is like super expensive, right? So maybe I'll just take a few... plant a flag on the moon? That would be good. I can take some advances here, right? or let's just cheat here, since I want to show these air brakes working. So R&D, not R&D, contracts, offered active, add tools. Can I add money? Physics debug database, contracts, offered archive, tools. Clear current contracts. No, never mind that. Oh, here's some performance stuff. There's all this fun stuff here. Resources. No, we don't need that. Gameplay. Ignore agency mindset. Career. No, I can't do that. I guess, can I add a contract? Collect science. Grand tour. Oh, look at this whole bunch of things. World first contract. EMH. What does EMH mean? I don't know how that works. Active offered. Perform visual surveys of Kerbal, plant flag on the moon, positions, all these things in scientific orbits and do stuff like that. Tools. Regenerate current contracts. Let's see if... Oh, I lost money when I did that. Let's just accept a bunch of contracts, right? We're going to do... I'm going to accept and that'll give me money. I'm going to accept and that'll give me money. I'm going to accept and that'll give me money. And we get money and now we can upgrade this. Exit, exit. Let's upgrade this. Is it hold down Alt in the cheats menu? I don't remember. Upgrade. Now we have basic action groups. So we should be able to try making air brakes with these flaps. This is the idea. Okay, apparently something broke with my survey plane. Let's take a look at the auto-saved ship. Okay, so that's it before we added the flaps, right? So I guess what I could do is take this and duplicate it here and duplicate it here, and actually need to have symmetry on. So now we don't need it for these. What we just want is that's how it deploys. And this one, oh crap, I meant to right click it. Same thing, right. State will be inverted. There, so those will deploy in opposite directions. And now, action groups, brakes. So, I can toggle. Or is it toggle? Is that what I want to do? I don't know. Doesn't matter. We're going to deploy these things. And they will come out and they will slow us down. That's the plan, right? Oh, the clamps were there because I had a contract that was like test launch clamps on the ground, and I was like, sure, I'll test these launch clamps on the ground. Okay, that's why there's launch clamps here, for no other reason. Okay, let's try this. Brakes. Would you think the air brakes are going to work? Oh, these are actually pretty good at slowing me down. See that? Oh, wow. Yeah, I think that's actually rather successful. So there, if you don't have stock air brakes, you can in fact use flaps. Although the only thing is, these flaps have pushed my center of lift so far back that I have almost no pitch authority here. Yes, so if you have a probe, or if you have something that's mining in the background, it will continue to mine even if you don't have it focused. Right? So it's all good. Yeah, I can barely pull up in this thing here. Okay, let's try this. Let's see how fast I can go, and then let's enable the brakes to see how that works. Look. Let go, and yeah, the brakes totally work. Let's see what happens near the speed of sound. Has anybody been flying planes and noticed that the speed of sound now really feels like a sound barrier? Like, you literally will get up to it and then you have a hard time crossing through it. There, look, deploying the air brakes. It totally works. So there you go, there's a trick. You have real life air brakes. And I guess if we go back to the spaceplane hangar, you can probably attach them to the side of the aircraft, right? So let's try this. We don't need these here. What we want to do is this, right? So let's just check deployed. No, they're deploying in that way. Can I change my symmetry mode? Let's do radial symmetry and see if that happens. Okay. Gotta get them right in the middle there. There, okay. Now try deploying them. Yes, so they'll deploy inwards. Let's invert them. Invert them and they deploy outwards. There, that'll actually be a better way of doing it. So it'll add some extra stability. We don't need these launch clamps anymore. Go away, launch clamps. We have no need for your powers anymore. And let's just check these are associated with the groups. Yeah, the brakes will be there. Ah. I felt that yeah, I know. So you'll sometimes find that once you get past the sound barrier, you can suddenly go really, really fast. Because the nature of transonic drag is far more aggressive than, you know, once you get hypersonic or supersonic. Okay, there we go. I like this plane a lot. I should probably put on the controls. So let's try brakes. No, that didn't work. Why are my brakes no? Oh, there they go. Oh, this thing is deploying as well. That's not right. Huh. Okay, only one of my things is deploying. That's a problem. Why does this not work? I guess it's possibly because... Oh, you know, when you do action groups, it will frequently lose... This is a bug! I thought this bug would be fixed by now. Okay, once again, extend. Or not extend, actually, you want toggle. No, so Mcthulhu, you pretty much have it right. You just wanna pretty much hold it in along the velocity vector, and you will be fine. You will be happy. You will be golden even. It wasn't a fluke, and don't sweat trying to get the most optimum trajectory, because I showed today that it doesn't really make that much difference. Okay. So, once again, after all that effort, they're deploying in the same direction. Symmetry modes, I curse you! I curse you to your death! Okay, well, never mind. Let's turn this whole thing around and land this sucker. I have to be going to bed, unfortunately. It has been fun, I think. Or it has been terrible. Has it been fun or has it been terrible? I need some affirmation here. Why have I got that? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. This is my little survey plane. I did this to fly around and do survey missions and stuff. Would you like if in game when you get a new part there is a chance of failure in them? Yes, I would like. I would like the first parts. I mean, long term for the game. Okay, let's just talk. Coolest things I would like for 1.1. Clouds. I would really like clouds. That's something we really need. What else? Oh yeah, there's a bunch of new contracts that I would like to actually have in the game. I would like actually part failure to be part of the development process, but I don't think that's going to happen. Anyway, how do I get the BSAA Thumper contract to finish on the fly part? It will not do it, but will fly. Oh darn! I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm not sure about that. I think if you really want to ask me questions, it's better to ask them on my videos. But you got to realize right now that I'm actually working like a 6-day work week, and I don't have a huge amount of spare time. So, I can't guarantee I'll answer everything. But also, the Reddit community has a lot of people who are quite happy to answer. The official forums have a lot of people that can answer questions. So, yeah, I'm just here trying to make videos and have fun, and I'm still a little sniffly. But yeah, I gotta go. Guys, thanks very much. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm Scott Manley. Fly safe.